Tell us about Taylor.
Well, Taylor's a school teacher, and well, first of all, the movie is about 6 friends who don't want to grow old and die in nursing homes. You know, they basically want to create their own destiny, and they want to, you know, die the way they want to die. And this is the story of how they come about. It's over a 10-year period. They age, and you know, as they age, they get sick, and they are wanting to just live as good as they can and as hard as they can until they die. Well, Taylor finds out that they are wanting to do away with themselves in a manner that she does not agree with. And as a matter of fact, she thinks it's a sin. She's a nice little southern girl, you know. And so she bucked the system until the very end. And this might be something that you would think is interesting.
Well, very good. Clip. Let's take a look at a scene from Death, Taxes, and Chocolate with Catherine Trail.
I'm proud of my accomplishments. And I have loved my life. But everybody around me's sick. There's pollution and global warming, depleted souls, rampant cancer. So, I'm in it. I'm in it for the ride. Oh, chocolat. Viva la chocolat.
Wow. I can see why we have an award-winning actress with us here today. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was just so powerful.
It was a fun movie to do. You know, they gave me a great script, and I meant every word.
Well, we will definitely keep up with you. Please, you know, let us know what's coming up next with you. So what's coming up next with Catherine? You're actually leaving this studio, and you're flying to LA to meet and greet.
That's exactly right. I have a very exciting agenda planned. I am ready.
Well, great. Catherine, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you,
Wish
George.
you all the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, we thank you.
Thanks so much.
Mwah. All right, thanks. And we'll have more coming up right after this. My next guest is also an award-winning actor. He also teaches acting and he directs. Please welcome Martin Thompson. How are you? Have a seat. Martin, thank you so much for coming.
Sure, my pleasure.
You've been a part of so many great things. Stage work, commercials, film. Why did you get into this profession?
I've always been attracted to the arts in some way or another. My mom was a singer. My dad was a minister, so I think early on I wanted to be a minister, but then I realized it's just because you got to wear those great costumes and stand up in front of people for an hour every Sunday. Started working actually as a teenager. We lived in Southern California for a while, did some television out there. And when we moved back east, I started working in dinner theater, professional dinner theater, while I was still in high school. And that's really when the bug bit me, and I decided, well, this is what I want to do. So I went to college, got my degree in theater, and then went to New York and waited tables for 12 years, and that was...
But when you were in New York, you also did some plays and got into soap operas. Tell us about the soap opera world.
Well, the soap opera world is a world unto itself, really. It's actually almost like a little regional theater company. Each show, you know, you've got a lot of the actors move from one show to another. When I first moved to New York, there were a lot of soap operas being shot there. There are not as many anymore. But I loved working on soaps. I was never a contract player. I was never one of the leading roles, but I was Mr. Day Player. I would go in for a day and play a bartender or play a doctor or whatever they needed, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Long days, but the money's good. So, and you meet a lot of nice people too.
So tell us the behind the scenes of the soap opera world and like how they really do it, because they're on 5 days a week.
They are.
It's a lot of material.
Yeah. Most of the soaps, at least the ones that are an hour long, which is most of the ones that are in production now, generally shoot like a movie. They'll shoot out of sequence, and you'll go in the morning and you'll rehearse, and then you'll camera block, which is when they decide where the camera is going to be, where the actors need to be to get the shots, etc. And then they'll dress rehearse, and then you'll start shooting scenes, and they'll shoot all the scenes on one set and then move to the next set, etc. One of the shows that I did, which is now off the air, so I'm kind of dating myself though, was Edge of Night, which was a half-hour show. And that show we actually shot live on tape. In other words, we would go in the morning and rehearse it, and you'd do the entire show, the entire 30-minute show, stopping only for commercials. And then they'd count us out, and if something went disastrously wrong, we could always go back and fix it because we weren't live. But it was almost like working in the old days of soaps when they were live, and you got to see the whole show. All the sets were around kind of an outside wall, and the cameras were in the middle, and they would just pan from one set to the next. And that was a lot of fun.
Almost like live theater.
Exactly, exactly. You do the whole thing in one take. So, yeah.
So would you go back to it?
You know, that was then, this is now. I don't know if I'd want to do that again. I'm kind of aged out of soap operas now. They're mostly 20-somethings, and when I was 20-something, I was doing it. But now I'm not 20-something anymore, so.
Well, this is a very competitive industry.
Yeah.
What drives you to keep doing this year after year?
Well, like I said, I can't type, so I can't get a real job. This is the thing I do. This is what I do. I've tried the 9-to-5. I've quit this business so many times because it can get depressing. There's a lot of rejection, a lot of times when you're not working. But I keep getting sucked back into it. I keep coming back to it. And I think that the thing that keeps me going now is simply the fact that this is my job. This is what I do. And so I work at it like a job. I don't think of it anymore as a dream. I don't think of myself as an aspiring actor. This is what I do for a living. So I just keep doing it because I have to pay the rent.